Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Welstra deck profile for May 2024. Big thanks to my buddy Anthony for letting me borrow his Divine Skill Welstra deck, a deck that focuses on what the original Welstra was meant to do, and that is to operate the many different orders that we run in the deck, but with the new added support to go along with the Divine Skill, while also being able to utilize the older Welstra support. That's what makes it unique compared to the other Divine Skill decks, with the other ones being completely new decks in their outright, but having Welstra be able to use some of the older support we had for it as well, which is what we'll probably see with Zorga from set 2 as well. But still, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the ride deck. Our ride deck consists of the energy generator, with our starter being Blitz Chief Mechanic Wharton. When rode upon, if you went second, you draw a card. So basically, your standard go-to starter with our grade 1 being Blitz Best Programmer Strasser. When rode upon by Blitz Head Researcher Uber, you Soul Blast 1, search your deck for up to 1 product card with a grade less than or equal to your opponent's Vanguard, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So you have a wide variety of what you may be able to search for, with our one search being our Mobile Kennel Eingarten, or even our Assault Flight Carrier Lubetzel. You have plenty of options to search for with your Strasser, with our grade 2 being Blitz Researcher Uber. When this unit attacks, you can Energy Blast 3 to choose a product from your order zone and operate it. And when this unit is rode upon by a unit with Welstra and its card name with Divine Skill, if your order zone has product, and you can Soul Blast 1 card and discard a card from your hand, search your deck for up to 2 product cards with different card names from each other and from the cards in your order zone, reveal them, put them in your hand, and shuffle your deck, giving you more of the setup to use with our Faded 1 of Guiding Star Welstra Blitzarm, along with the copy we were running in the ride deck. We run 3 additional copies in the main deck as well. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can Energy Blast 2, choose a product card from your order zone, operate it, and it gets plus 10,000. And this unit gets plus 10,000 till the end of that battle. So added pressure with being able to operate a unit for your order zone. And its Divine Skill on the Vanguard Circle is Counterblast 1. Choose up to 2 product cards with different card names from your hand. Put them into your order zone. If you put 2 cards, choose a product from your order zone and operate it, having an additional operate ability for your Divine Skill on top of the when this unit attacks skill. Gives you plenty of ways to make use of the operate ability for the deck, but also being able to use all the different cards you place with your Divine Skill for those operated cards. For the grade 2s, running 4 copies of Blitz Operator Troll. On rearguard, during your turn, if your order zone has a product, it gets plus 5,000. And when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Welstra and its card name with Divine Skill, Counterblast 1 and choose a product from your order zone and operate. Having another grade 2 with the option to operate gives you more and more setup, especially with our Lubetzel. And when this card is just being able to have more and more of an option for searching cards off the top of your deck when you operate it. We're also running 3 copies of Operate Master Freyheit. When this unit is placed on rearguard, if your order zone has a set order, Counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, search your deck for up to 2 cards with the same card name as your Vanguard, or not 2 cards, 1 card, or up to 1 product card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your deck. If you have a Vanguard with Welstra and its card name, choose up to 1 product card from your hand and put it into the order zones. It's heading up more and more cards in your order zone for you to be able to operate with. And on rearguard, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Welstra, you can Soul Blast 2 and choose a product from your order zone and operate it. So having 2 grade 2s that just have different operate abilities definitely do help with setting up those cards later on for you to use, with the last of our grade 2s being 2 copies of Blitz Accounting Department Staff Bergina. When placed on rear, you have a Vanguard with Welstra and its card name, Counterblast 1, choose a product from your order zone and operate it. And also on the rearguard, once per turn, when a product in your order zone is operated by another card's ability, you can Soul Blast 2 and draw a card. Having draw power, but having your whole grade 2 lineup as being also able to operate your different orders is a big plus for sure. But the one thing that this deck has, it is very counterblast heavy. So for the grade 1 lineup, we are running 4 copies of Detonation Mutant Bauble Mine. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If your order zone has a set order, put it into the soul and countercharge 1, setting up your soul for some of the other cards we run on the deck, but also being able to just give you counter blasts back with all the counter blasting that we do in the deck. And a lot of the cards also rely on energy blasting, so we can at least use cards like Welstra to rely on that. Also running the 3 copies of Blitz Assistant Sortion when a grade 2 product is put, or greater product is put into your order zone, put this card into the soul, and countercharge 1 more countercharge power on top of the Bauble Mine as well with this card. With our other grade 1 being 2 copies of Blitz Customer Support card. During the battle, this unit boosted. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Welstra, this unit gets plus 5,000. And when this unit boosts a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Welstra, you can energy charge 1, giving you back some of the cards you may have used for the energy blast, whether you use it for the draw power or for Welstra's own skill. You can use card to get back some of those cards that you energy blasted. And then the last of our grade 1s is just the Sentinel lineup, running 2 Planet Well Dragon and 2 Violet. It's just preference of what the lineup you want to go for. It's what my buddy Anthony was using for his card lineup. If you wanted to run Elementary Sanctitude, you could just drop 1 copy of the Sentinel down for a copy of that order. With our product orders, we're running 4 copies of Assault Flight Carrier Lubetzel. When this card's put into the order zone, if you have a Vanguard with Blitz and its card name, draw a card and soul charge 1. So with this card, having the Welstra Blitzarm as your Vanguard, you'll have the additional draw power and soul charge also. And when it's operated, when this card's operated, it is in your main phase. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card from among them with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, call it to rear guard. If it's your battle phase, you draw a card. So very varied on depending what you could go for, either draw power or setting up cards on the rear guard. But it's a definite 4 of just having the multiples for you to use with Lubetzel as more of an activation as well, setting up your soul, and more draw power every time you place it in the order zone to begin with. Also, 2 copies of the new Extreme Satellite Weaponry, Uranth. When it's put into your order zone, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Welstra and its card name, you can energy charge 3. And when it's operated, when during your battle phase, by the ability of a Vanguard with Welstra with Divine Skill, if it was put into the order zone, except when the card was not put into the order zone that turn, you can choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, it gets minus 10,000. And if your opponent's damage zone has 4 or less cards, deal 1 damage. So being able to damage your opponent with one of your orders is extremely useful as well. So if it was not put into the order zone this turn, it has to basically wait a turn to be able to utilize the product card at its fullest. With our other grade 3 being the 2 copies of Mobile Fortress, to be able to have a unit to bounce back your other rear guards, to call this one out to the field as a 23k critical 1 normal unit to an open rear guard, and then being able to place it back afterwards to then reoperate again the following turn. And lastly, the 1 copy of Eingarten as just a grade 1 with 10k and 1 critical with boost as an add option to boost another rear guard on the field. For our trigger lineup, we're going for the 7 criticals, so 4 copies of Decker Cop and 3 copies of the new Blitz Patrol Yacht. And our draw trigger is the Blitz Designer Guide. If you wanted to run the ability trigger, you can always put it in for this spot, with our heal being the new Blitz Dr. Gesund, and our over trigger being the Elder Breath, just added pressure, especially whenever this over trigger pops up. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Once again, big thanks to my buddy Anthony for letting me borrow his Divine Skill deck for the deck profile. But that covers all 4 of the Divine Skill decks from the latest Cardfight Vanguard booster set. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Qualia out.